Hey everyone, Egman here with another video, and today we've got the Unison Warrior Series announcement that Bandai put on their website the other day. This is pretty much the new block of cards, like how we had the, infinite, no, what was it, the infinite, whatever, the IR, the one with the multicolors, that was the idea of the last block. And now the idea for this new one is to have these Unison Warriors. So yeah, we're going to just go through this. We can't watch the video verbatim because I don't want to get copyright struck, but we're just going to go, going around. So if you don't know what these Unison Warrior cards are, they're like this. They're essentially a new kind of card where they're like next to your leader. And if you've played like Magic the Gathering, it's kind of like a commander. Not like this game doesn't take it off for Magic, but yeah, the idea with this is that, or like a planeswalker also, I think is the more correct term. But we've got this card, and you'll see on the energy cost, it has 2 red and 1 X, and the X means that you can pay any additional costs from there as long as you have 2 specific red. And then when you pay all that, you get that many tokens on this card. And assumedly, so if you just play this for 2 specific red, I'm assuming you're going to get 2. But there we go. And so it's a 15k 2-drop, and then it has these effects. So first it has an auto. Actually, I'm going to go over these in a minute. So we have these new cards, and if we go through from here, so you have it. It's next to your leader card, and you can see right here it has this little unison area, which means that your poor battle area gets so much smaller, which is a shame because the combo area is so large. You don't need it so large, but yeah, the battle area is so much smaller. And yeah, so the idea with this is that so for example, they're going to show here, they're going to pay 5 for this card, and then when they do, it comes out with 5 tokens. Yeah, there we go. And then they can use so the idea with these is that you can add a token or subtract tokens, and all these are going to have different effects. Some might only have adding, or some of them you have to have like some negative ones, right? But the idea is that you can neg for like a really good effect. Or you can, give yourself tokens for like a mediocre effect. And so we've got these two. We'll go over these now. So and we don't know all of the interaction. We don't have like the hard like how all this works. But so for Go Tanks, we've got this. It has this auto: when your leader card's power is decreased by a skill, this card gains twice that amount of power for the turn. So for example, if you have your active main here, choose one of your leader cards, it gets minus 5k power for the turn. So you'd get 1 token for doing that, and then also you'd become a 25k because your opponent gets minus 5. So assumedly you swing with your leader already, you get that attack off, and then you use your Go Tanks ability, you get minus 5k to your leader, make it 10k, and then or a 5k or something, and then you get the boosts. And it's only for duration of the turn, so that's the idea, and you get the little token. I can't think outright of cards that would also contribute to this, but I have no doubt they exist. Like cards that you can do to yourself, I guess. And then also, for 4 active main, choose all your mono red unison cards and battle cards, and they get plus 5k power and double strike for the turn. So it's kind of like the red pan, 3-drop red pan that does that when you play it. You're able to get plus 5k and double strikes. And I think the other thing is that I don't know any of the, well, I'll have to speculate on rules first, but we'll go back to the Vegeta first. So it has this active main once per turn. Choose this card or one of your battle cards, which is rest mode. Add a marker to this card. So it has its marker is like a third marker kind of thing, and you're able to just get 1 more marker. And then active main, your opponent for -1, your opponent can't play battle cards at any cost greater than their current energy until the end of their next turn, which is super duper good. This is a fantastic ability. Like even if you just play this on turn 2 and then you pay 1, like this is a fantastic way to lock down your opponent. And then active main or battle for 3, choose up to one of your opponent's energy, switch to rest mode. Then this card gets plus 5k power, double strike, and dual attack for the turn. So this is fantastic. Like this first ability, I think is insane. Being able to do that and just stall out the game for a while, I think is good. Like. For example, if you're playing like Yellow Green Cell, like one of my favorite leaders right now, you can put this Vegeta in there, and then they have to, respect that you get like more card stall turns with this, and it just seems really good. And so now we're just gonna go. I'm going to speculate some rules on how this works. None of this is official, but this is my assumption of how all this works. kind of based on like a really lackluster knowledge of how planeswalkers work in Magic. So first of all, one quick thing. So these aren't battle cards, which are fantastic for a lot of things. They can't be blown up by your opponent's abilities. So like a lot of what's going on right now is that we've got things like Beerus, and a lot of cards, especially say like battle cards or leader cards. So these are neither, assumedly, unless they are saying that Unison is like a type of leader card. They might say that. I'm not sure. But the fact is that these can't be blown up by your opponent's card effects, assuming until they have like a card that says literally give. The other thing about these cards is that in like Magic and stuff, if a card like loses all of its points, they die, right? And so that's the idea with this. I'm thinking, so if you play this Vegeta for 2 and then you use its -2 twice, or if you play it for 3 and then immediately give its do its -3. I'm not sure if it dies or not. I would assume it does, but I'm not sure. Like it would seem kind of weird if you have a Unison card for the entirety of the game. There has to be ways to remove them, right? But yeah, so which also means like this gets, for it to get the actual power of the +5k and double strike and dual attack, you'd have to have like 4 counters on this guy. Because if it does die, then if you get -3, then it's at 1 and then nothing happens. So. That's my assumption. That could be wrong or right, but that's what I'm thinking would happen with this. Especially because they showed like they played this Go Tanks for 5 energy, and once they used the -4 and then set the token on it and still survived. It might also be that when you if you have 0 tokens and it gets I don't know. The other thing is that like there's an idea that if they in Magic, if you can attack planeswalkers whenever you want, this is you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you can attack planeswalkers, and then if they take damage, they lose their tokens on them. So I wonder if that's kind of going to be similar to this game, where if you swing on Vegeta and then they get hit, you just, instead of taking the life which you would like for your leader, you just get the -1, or that you might even just like lose the card. I'm not sure if that's what's going to happen. So those are some ideas for there. But yeah, I think they're going to be really interesting. Like the other thing is like if that's the way, then you might be able to swing on Unison cards whenever you want, because they're like leaders, and leaders can always be swung at. So I wonder if Unison cards can always be swung at. But obviously these cards can also attack because they have the power. A lot of interesting things are going to come out of all this, but and we're kind of still waiting for the rulings on those. But I think these are cool cards, and definitely have a lot of ability. Right now, Vegeta seems really cool. Red, this looks like they're always kind of pushing like this mono red aggro, and Go Tanks would be a really good boon for that, especially since it is red. So like one of the best cards for if you're running mono red would be like the Nappa card that lets you like just crit a life for free. So like this helps out that as well. The other thing is that you can like play this Go Tanks on like turn 5, and then like awaken and like untap 2 or something, and then you're like you can be defensive for a turn, and then you can just go off, like play a bunch of dudes, and then use this active main. I think this card's good for what it's doing. -4 could be good, and I think this Vegeta is going to be awesome. Then they just go over that they're going to have some new they're going to have him, and it's Shin Shenron, right? That's the name? I don't know GT as well as I should, but they're doing more in the GT saga, like the Shadow Dragon saga. They're doing a lot of that. There's going to be a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and it's going to be a secret rare card. And look at I hope this is like the actual art they use, because look at that. That's really sick. Like the thing around it is crumbling. That's really cool. Go Tanks GT is going to be a thing, and then Dark Empire Saga, which is like the video games with like Toa and Mir and all that, and this guy that I don't know who that is. And then also I guess future GT Xeno, Xeno Vegeta and Xeno Trunks are going to be whatever their name is. They're going to get a fusion as well. So a lot of cool cards. We see like Fuse Zamasu in here as well, Frieza. So a lot of like the GT, and kind of like they're finally doing what I've been really wanting them to do, and it's just cards that a lot of like what if cards, and a lot of like almost like bordering on like not fan service, but like fan theory characters. A lot of those like alternative cards, like they're finally, I think, running out of cards in the actual card game, like the generic like baseline show, so they're just making some of their own cards, which I think is very cool. They're officially announcing the expanded deck limit, so it's going to be it's going to be a min of 50, max of 60. So if you still want to play 50 card decks, you still can, and I think like a lot of people will. But I guess it just depends on what you're playing. The reason they say that is because they're adding this new card type in, and they've been doing that for a little bit. So it's getting tighter, and definitely I've been noticing it's been getting tighter. And I think like especially in Shenron decks, having to run like 7 Dragon Balls in those decks make it really tight sometimes. And like sometimes it's good because you're able to find what you need. But I think being able to run to like maybe a 55 card deck like Shenron deck or somewhere in between there can really help, because no one's playing Shenron decks right now, and from my perspective it's just because it's so hard, especially with 2 colors. Trying to fit like a dual color Shenron deck into 50 cards is really impossible right now, so I think raising to 60 will help that deck out a lot. Let's see, and they're still they're not rotating cards out, even though there's a new block set, and then we're gonna get 3-star decks this time, no more expert decks. It looks like the face card for all these are more of the Unison cards. So we've got this Unison, Vegito, or Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. We've got this Frieza, and then we've also got, and it looks like it's a green Frieza, probably a blue, and then I don't remember the fusion that they called these guys, but the Trunks Vegeta fusion, it looks like they get their own Unison card as well. So they're going to be $10 a piece, which is actually super nice because they've been like 15 to 20. And then here's our first booster pack. They said there's 292 cards, but that's usually inflated by how many, like there's like foil variants of cards as well, so they like double that. So it's probably just going to be a little bit over 100 cards as well. And like they like the regular card and an SPR card, those are 2 different cards. So probably still going to be like between 100 and 200 like unique ability cards, but there's that. And more SRs than before. Every box comes with an SR packed in, so that's their box topper now, just an SR or an SPR. They said. I remember hearing that they might be changing up the rates for how these cards are, put in, so that might also change. We'll see that. Hopefully, it's just the idea of like it's a instead of the idea is like we just get a rare every pack, and then like every 3 packs we get a super rare, instead of like what right now it's like every 4 packs or so. But yeah, these 2 Unison warriors come out in these expansion sets, so those would be interesting. This one looks like it's a Jiren, like Universe 11 one. No wait, yeah, Universe, and then also the red one looks like it's going to be a Universe 7 red one as well. And we get all these cool cards. Yeah, it's going to be Universe 7 because we've got this red Vegeta here, Whis, Beerus, Android 17, the Frieza, and a Goku extra card. And then on the, I don't know if they, yeah, okay. And yeah, so it's definitely going to be, it's a Topo leader, which finally, we haven't got a Topo leader ever. Then Belmont, Jiren, extra card, Casserole, Dispo, and I was so close, I almost got all of them, their god. Or the God's attendant. So, and then here's the release schedule for it. So this is the last of the, So it looks like every quarter they're going to be doing a booster, and then they're going to have star decks with it. And so, yeah, we're going to get Draft Box 5 at the end of this quarter, and then next set we're going to get 2 expansion sets, the ones we just looked at, the Rise of the Unison Warrior, which is the next set, and a premium pack set. I don't know what that means. And then we got the Anniversary Box 2020, the next box, and a draft box, and then structured product. Are they not making? They might not be making structured decks. Maybe they are. They're just third set, and then also 2 gift boxes. So should be a lot of things to spend your money on. And a lot of people have been saying they've been bringing out cards too much, and I think kind of get off topic. The only thing I'd say about this is that I think their output of cards isn't too bad. The only thing that makes it seem like it's so fast is because there's so little events per quarter. Like quarter 1, we had 2 regionals, right? And like one of them was before set 11 came out, set 9 came out, and the other one was right when it came out. So we don't have like a lot more regionals before like quarter 2 starts. We do have like in Dropbox 5 coming out means it's like a new kind of format as well. So that's kind of my thought. I wish there was a couple more tournaments. Anything else I want to say about these guys? Let me know how wrong I was about like comparing these to planeswalkers. There's probably a bunch that I was a little bit wrong on, so clarify that would be nice. It'll be really interesting to see like the full rules with these cards because there has to be one way to get rid of them. It's be interesting how they interact with getting hit and stuff, and then how you get how do you really get rid of them? If they have 0 tokens, do they die? Or if they have 0 tokens and they take another damage, do they die? Kind of thing. That make a little bit more sense because you want to be able to use their -3 ability, and both these -3 abilities buff the card, their the Unison Warrior itself. So it'll be interesting. It's also interesting that these are Infinite Unity. These are still technically in these sets, even though they're Union Warriors. So because is that right? Because are they? Yeah, because these are in Core 2. Oh, someone goofed. But all right, that's gonna be it for me. Let me know what you guys think about these new cards, what you're looking forward to with these new Unison cards, and I'll catch you all next time.